All right. This is the fifth and final video of the launch series. I'm calling this one the Hedonism Trap because I'm trying to wrestle with one of the hardest questions to answer. In a world where everything is provided for you, what do you do? If we crack the code on plentiful energy and robotic labor, a whole lot of things become possible. And frankly, they aren't all good. So today we need to talk about laziness, Dr. Seuss, and the people who just want to watch the world burn. So let's start with the good stuff. We spent the last four videos outlining a massive incoming paradigm shift. We are moving toward a release from serving the system. So just imagine the psychological weight lifting off of your shoulders. We're talking about the elimination of poverty, the end of material needs, total freedom from the lifelong stress of having to buy your own survival. There's no more trading your best hours for the roof over your head or the food in your fridge. Universal basic services given to us by solar-powered AI robots becomes the infrastructure of human existence. You are free. But freedom is a tricky thing because once you're free from a struggle to survive, what exactly are you going to do on a Tuesday afternoon? Well, this brings us to the trap, and I'll be honest with you, I personally think this is exactly what's going to happen to a lot of people. I have a personal saying, never underestimate the laziness of the American people. I wish it wasn't true, but I'm afraid that it is. I actually coined this phrase about 25 years ago when I was driving through Seattle and saw what felt like a bazillion drive-through coffee stands. And I remember sitting in my car thinking, how is it possible that we are so lazy that we can't even stop at a Starbucks, which are everywhere, and walk inside? We needed our caffeine handed to us through a window so we didn't have to unbuckle our seatbelts. If we are that opposed to physical effort a quarter century ago, what happens when AI drones can literally drop off a perfectly tailored meal into your lap on the couch? When you look at modern workplace trends like the push for 4-day work weeks or the talk of work-life balance, the phenomenon of quiet quitting, it is incredibly easy to see us just becoming a society of permanent couch potatoes. If there is no financial gun to our heads, a huge portion of the population is going to choose the path of least resistance. They will plug into virtual reality, consume endless entertainment, and never lift a finger. So how do we stop humanity from slowly rotting away in a comfortable chair? A chair that probably floats and makes it very easy to change from a blue outfit to a red outfit. If we don't use money and scarcity to incentivize people to act, we need a new incentive. Now, I hope that some kind of social incentive system will just organically rise and keep that spark of creativity and exploration alive in us. Think about something like reputation credits, or to borrow from Dr. Seuss, stars upon thars. Since you can't impress your neighbors by buying a fancy car, because a robot's going to print them a fancy car too, how do you gain status? Well, you could gain it through reputation. You gain it by being the person that organizes the local community garden, or the person that writes amazing stories, or the one that designs incredible new blueprints for AI to build. Anything that contributes to the overall good of a society is recorded and rewarded. It's likely that we'll trade financial currency for social currency. We will want to be recognized. Why else do you think I'm doing these videos? That innate human desire to be seen as valuable to the tribe might be the only thing that pulls us out of the hedonism trap. We will do things simply to earn the respect of our peers. Or maybe we won't, because we don't care and we don't need to. But laziness isn't the only dark side to the hopeful future. There is another bad thing that could happen, and we have to be prepared for it. In old economics, crime is often driven by money. People steal to survive. People steal to get rich. But what happens to crime when money doesn't exist? We'll probably still have the crimes of passion, and I'm afraid they'll be for stupider and stupider reasons, but these will be dealt with just like they are now. But then we are left with malevolent bad actors who don't commit crimes for profit. They do it because they enjoy it. They do it because, to quote that movie, some men just want to watch the world burn. If technology is democratized, what stops a malicious neighbor from instructing their 3D printer to make a weapon and then use it? What stops a hacker from messing with the local infrastructure just for the thrill of the chaos? I don't have a perfect answer for this. My best guess is that AI empowers bad actors, while simultaneously empowering our own defenses. We will likely rely heavily on global super AI and our own personal security drones to keep us safe. Our protective tech will have to evolve just as fast, if not faster, than the destructive tech. It all comes down to human nature. So, look, I call this the hopeful future, right? It's because we have to hope that when people are stripped of their desperation and cured of their addictions, they will choose to be good. When you aren't fighting your neighbor for scraps, the logical choice is peace. But they might not. There will be bumps along the way. There will be the couch potatoes. There will be the bad actors. But the alternative is clinging to a broken system of artificial scarcity that is already collapsing around us. And like I've said before, this technology is happening no matter what we do. What I'm trying to get across here is that we have to guide this in the right direction. Remember how I said that we had to will it into existence? It's up to us to make sure that the hopeful future that we want happens and not a negative future. That is entirely possible. So that's it. Thanks for joining me for the launch series. In the future, I'm going to be expanding on some of these ideas, maybe reacting to new AI news, but that's already covered by a lot of people pretty well. So we'll see what happens, and I hope that you come along on the ride with me. And I've had some fun. Hope you had too. We'll see you now.